probably legal. It's a fight. You get hit. You get hit around the belt. You get hit around the leg. You got hit. He went down.
So Dubois is a different guy than he was when he fought Fury. I mean, when he fought Usyk the first time. He's redeemed himself. He's found himself. You know, he's a more confident fighter, a more together fighter. But Usyk...
After two crushing defeats at the hands of Oleksandr Usyk, former unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua has finally spoken out. And this time, it's not just analysis, it's personal. Joshua isn't simply making a prediction for the July 19th rematch between Usyk and Daniel Dubois. He's waging a silent war by proxy. Stripped of his titles and twice dismantled by the Ukrainian master technician, Joshua now pins his hopes on Dubois to do what
I want to sit down and watch it. So, give a shout to Daniel. Good luck anyway. You're fighting a guy who's very on point.
He never could, slay the beast. For Joshua, Dubois represents more than a fighter. He represents vengeance wrapped in gloves and loaded with rage. Joshua doesn't hide from the truth. He admits that Usyk's footwork, timing, and ring IQ overwhelmed him. He was a puzzle I couldn't solve, Joshua has confessed in the past. But he believes Dubois brings something different to the ring. Something
27, being a heavyweight, being the champion of the world now, and he's on his way up. Where Usyk is, and he's 37, is in a top position now. Yeah, so there is no other
raw, violent, and unpredictable. Usyk can't tame chaos, Joshua suggests. Dubois is chaos. In Joshua's eyes, this isn't just a heavyweight bout. It's his unspoken redemption, waged through Dubois' fists. And if Dubois wins, Joshua may not reclaim his belts, but he might just reclaim a piece of his pride.
10th is a chance for Daniel Dubois to go down in British sporting folklore and to go and do the business, reverse that result.
But the mind games don't stop with Joshua. Usyk's own promoter, Kasuk, has lobbed a psychological grenade into the mix. He's heaping praise on Dubois, calling him a transformed beast, a fighter no longer raw but refined, a genuine threat to Usyk's throne. But seasoned observers know better. This isn't respect, it's warfare. Kasuk isn't building Dubois up to celebrate him. He's setting the stage for a
Usyk, in your opinion, can't cope with that?
No one can. No one can. No one can. We bring our game. Like I said, Daniel has now spent, by the time this fight comes around, they would have spent 2 years, exactly 2 years with this
spectacular takedown. If Dubois is hyped high enough, his fall will be even more dramatic and more memorable. Kasuk isn't alone. Analyst Alex Casio adds his voice to the growing storm, labeling Dubois a 27-year-old juggernaut, a world champion entering his prime. Usyk, now 37, is painted as the reigning king nearing his twilight, but even that framing is a strategic trap. Casio's praise is loaded with venom, because Usyk, even at
he's a good fighter, he's a hard fighter to beat, and I think he'll learn from the mistakes he made in the first fight against Usyk, and it will give him a hard fight. Look, he has the tools to win that fight.
37 remains a master tactician, untouched by time and unshaken by hype. He's not just fighting to defend his titles, he's fighting to shatter illusions. Promoter Frank Warren, however, is done with illusions. He's all in on Dubois. Warren calls July 19th a golden opportunity, not just for redemption, but for rebirth. This is Daniel's legacy fight, Warren declares. He can erase everything with one win. Dubois was humbled in their first encounter.
Usyk press conference, he's not going to start flipping tables and kicking off and this, that and the other. He's going to play a few little games and mind games and that. But aside from that, pretty chill and relaxed.
Broken, questioned, ridiculed. Now, he stands at the gates of greatness. But Warren knows the stakes are merciless. If Dubois fails again, there may be no coming back. This fight doesn't just determine who Dubois is, it decides whether his story continues at all. Even Amir Khan, who throws his weight behind Dubois, can't ignore the truth. Khan sees a reborn monster in Dubois. Explosive, venomous, dangerous, but admits that brute force isn't enough. You can't bully a technician like Usyk, he warns. He turns aggression into opportunity. He makes chaos.
It's not an easy task, but he's definitely the man that can go through with it. He's done the work, he's gone through the pedigree, and he's a certified champion. So, I think he has big hopes on doing it. He's going to
chaos work for him. Khan sees fire in Dubois, but he sees fireproof armor on Usyk. And that's the difference. Rising heavyweight Moses Itama echoes the warning. This isn't a man Dubois is facing, he says. It's a machine. Usyk isn't emotional. He isn't reactive. He's built to dismantle. You can't blink against a machine, Itama adds, because a machine doesn't. Current British heavyweight contender Fabio Wardley doesn't mince words. Facing Usyk is like stepping into a psychological torture chamber, he says.
Really too much difference. I haven't really seen too much difference. I think maybe he's just more confident in the ring, maybe, with the opponents. We know he can punch. We know he's got a good jab. So it might just be a matter of, like I said, confidence in himself. I don't think he's changed massively.
He doesn't just beat you, he breaks you. Wardley respects Dubois's hunger, but he's wary of what's coming. Usyk is unreadable, unshaken, always 2 steps ahead. You're not fighting a man, you're fighting pressure itself. In his view, Dubois might walk into the ring full of rage and vengeance, but Usyk will walk out with the win. He won't trade blows, Wardley adds. He'll steal Dubois's rhythm, shatter his confidence, and end it all in silence. Boxing legend Lennox Lewis lends a powerful voice to Dubois's corner, calling him one of the few young predators.
Against Usyk, he's beat all the top fighters twice, multiple times. He's already beat Dubois, he's stopped him. So you can't just automatically say Dubois beat a few guys. He's going
to capable of shaking the heavyweight order. He praises Dubois' power, growth, and mental maturity. But even Lewis, one of the greatest heavyweights to ever live, knows what Usyk brings. He's not part of the old guard, Lewis admits. He's a war machine who doesn't fight hype. He surgically removes it. Dubois might be the storm, but Usyk is the one who controls the weather. Not everyone is buying into the Dubois renaissance. Young prospect Saul Dress is brutally honest. He's not a monster, he says. He's the same guy with a stiff jab and heavy hands.
Class act, a mature individual because he's older and wiser, comes from a completely different background. But Daniel Dubois is growing into himself. This will be one hell of a fight. This will be a proper fight, like all of the Usyk fights.
Dress believes Dubois' rise is illusion, not evolution. He's fought softer opponents, padded a streak, built momentum, but there's no real change. Against someone like Usyk, Dress warns, illusions don't last long. You can't be one-dimensional in a multi-dimensional fight, he explains, and Dubois is still a blueprint, predictable, exploitable, and about to be exposed. Boxing analyst Sol Drak reinforces the skepticism. He calls the Dubois hype reckless and warns fans not to forget the first fight. Usyk didn't just beat Dubois. He exposed the gulf in class. Drak emphasizes that recent wins mean...
So, we'll fight the winner between Usyk and Daniel Dubois.
Who do you think wins that fight?
Usyk win that first, for sure. But anything can happen, this is boxing.
Nothing when they come against second-tier fighters. This isn't about momentum. It's about levels, he says. And Usyk still rules every level. According to Drak, backing Dubois isn't brave, it's blind. Yet despite the overwhelming praise for Usyk, not everyone is counting Dubois out. Pundit Simon Jordan believes this fight could be the most explosive event in the heavyweight division in years. He acknowledges Usyk's technical brilliance, his pound-for-pound status, and his unmatched legacy, but insists Dubois is no longer a naive prospect. He's matured, Jordan argues. He's angry, focused, lethal. For Jordan, this rematch...
I feel he knows and he's grown in confidence since that. I mean, he's in a great place, Dubois, and he can win that fight. He's a big, natural heavyweight.
Isn't just about revenge. It's about the potential toppling of a king. If Dubois wins, it shakes the entire heavyweight landscape, he says. It's an eruption waiting to happen. And there's more fire coming. Nigerian powerhouse Efe Ajagba has locked his sights on the winner, especially Dubois. Ajagba isn't looking to survive, he's looking to destroy. I'm not impressed by names, he says. I'm coming to expose them. Ajagba sees Dubois as a stepping stone, a statement opponent. Every punch will carry years of frustration, he warns. I've waited in the shadows. Now it's my time to detonate. For Ajagba, the chaos that follows Usyk versus Dubois is just the beginning, and he plans to dominate it. Veteran trainer Mark Tibbs adds one final explosive voice to the mix. He believes Dubois is now a cold-blooded destroyer capable of ending Usyk's reign. He's got rage, discipline, and maturity, Tibbs says. It's Tyson-esque. But while Tibbs sells the evolution of Dubois, the reality remains. Aggression doesn't decode elite IQ. Usyk has dismantled stronger, faster, meaner men. He thrives in the very chaos Dubois wants to bring. You can't out-muscle brilliance, Tibbs admits. And Usyk isn't just brilliant, he's a genius in motion. So where does that leave us? At the edge of a battlefield, where youth and power collide with experience and precision. Daniel Dubois may have rebuilt himself into a ferocious threat, but Oleksandr Usyk remains the master architect of destruction. July 19th won't just decide who leaves with the belts. It'll reveal who truly owns the future of the heavyweight division. Will Dubois shake the world or be shattered by it? Will power rewrite history, or will skill, once again, silence it? The war is set. The storm is coming. Let us know who you're backing, Dubois or Usyk, and drop your predictions in the comments below. This isn't just another fight. This is a reckoning.